got reports of the station in the center of Munich being evacuated. What more have you got for us?
Well, there were reports earlier this evening that there was another shooting situation at Marienplatz, which is right in the heart of Munich. It's a big square. There's a large church there. It's very much the center of Munich. And those reports were never confirmed by police that there was a shooting situation there, but it was definitely making the rounds on social media. And police did address those rumors. There is saying they're aware there is a large police presence there. We don't know what's going on. What we do know is that 14 minutes ago, the police confirmed have not caught anyone involved in this shooting, and that eyewitnesses told them there were 3 attackers. So it's a fluid situation, and we're very much waiting for information from the police, from the Interior Ministry, about what's going on.
Yeah, we're just hearing actually from the German police force in Munich saying that they believe that this is a suspected terrorist attack. That seems to be the latest we're hearing. And are people there in Germany, obviously they're going to be very shocked, but do you think to some extent there's going to be a sense that this was an inevitability that many German people had sort of prepared for in their minds?
Yeah, I don't know that people are going to be very shocked. I do think we here in Germany have watched this happening to our neighbors. We watched it happen in Würzburg on a very small scale quite recently with the axe attacker. I think many people, sadly, unfortunately, have resigned themselves to the fact that it is only a matter of time. As your guest was saying earlier, it only takes one person to wreak so much havoc and destruction. And so the odds, quite frankly, are against us.
And of course, there's been a lot of tension in Germany in recent months, especially with the rise of groups like Pegida and the Alternative for Germany. And do you get the impression that Germany as a country currently wrestling with its identity at this particular moment?
Well, absolutely. I mean, we saw this from the beginning of Merkel's open door refugee policy. People who opposed that said this is going to bring violence, terrorists, disguised as asylum seekers will make their way into the country. And it's a hot button issue here in Germany. The issue of identity, how open should the borders be? What do we owe people who are coming from absolutely horrific circumstances? And what can we reasonably do to help them without putting ourselves at risk? So yeah, it's an ongoing issue here. But I just want to take a second to say we don't know what's going on. We don't know the motivation of the shooter. We don't know who the shooter is. So this is also, it's the 5th anniversary of the massacre in Norway where Anders Behring Breivik killed 77 people, and he was a right-wing extremist. So this could be anything. We just don't know whether it is, in fact, terrorism, police hinting, but we've gotten so much misinformation over the evening as we all try and jump on the latest nugget of knowledge to figure out what's going on. People want to have some certainty, but unfortunately, we just have to emphasize, I think, again, we do not know what the motivation here is.
Indeed, very good point, Sarah. I mean, we've been trying all evening to get the latest on what's happening there, and we seem to then get a counter report saying that in fact the earlier report was wrong. So we don't even know at this stage if there have been any fatalities. We'll come back to you in just a moment, Sarah. Let's just take you back to the scene in Munich and just have a look and see what's going on there, because what we do know is there has been a shooting incident there in the southern German city of Munich. That's the latest pictures we've got for you. A strong police presence there. The elite police forces have been deployed to the situation. Reports of many shots being fired. That doesn't seem to have been, there seems to be no retraction on that. There definitely seems to have been shots fired. But as for casualties, we simply do not know at this stage. It is an unfolding incident at the Olympia shopping mall, which is in the north of Munich, close to the Olympic Stadium, where the 1972 Olympics were held.